Eccoci qua. Eccoci qua. Perfetto. Allora, oggi incomincio questa nuova serie di live per conoscere un pochino di più le realtà del beach tennis in giro per il mondo. E oggi inizierò con Adrenaline Beach Tennis, che è un club di beach tennis, poi se è veramente un club ce lo spiegheranno loro direttamente, situato a Brighton, in Inghilterra. Vou tentar de explicar em português também. Hoje vou começar uma nova série de lives para entender como e onde o beach tennis está crescendo em todo o mundo. A gente sabe já que na Itália e no Brasil o beach tennis é muito forte e com esse tipo de live vou tentar de entender onde o beach tennis está crescendo. E hoje vamos começar com Adrenaline Beach Tennis, que é um clube em Inglaterra, na cidade de Brighton. Então, allora, today we're going to start this new project of live in order to understand where and how beach tennis is growing everywhere in the world. And today I have the pleasure to start with Adrenaline Beach Tennis. That is a beach tennis club, I think, but I'm not so sure, situated in Brighton. And so we're gonna start now. Okay, let me do if I'm able. Okay, Adrenaline, you can make me the request and then we can start. Okay, let me see if I get it. Yes.
Hello.
Ciao, ciao, Michele.
Ciao, ciao. Nice to meet you. Antonia, right?
That's it. Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. How is it
First
going? How
Instagram
are you?
live.
It's
Yeah.
the first Instagram line of your profile, right?
Yeah, yes, you too. You too?
No, well, no. For me, it's not the first one for sure, but as I was explaining to our followers, is the first interview that I'm doing about this, let's call it a live project that I thought about in order to understand a little bit more about the realities that we have in beach tennis outside Italy and probably even outside Brazil, because we know that in Italy and Brazil, the sport is growing. We have a lot of beach tennis reality schools and so on, but we don't know so much about all the rest of the world. So my idea is to help to promote all these realities that we have. So I prepared some questions for you, and of course I would like to. I'm very thankful to be here with you. So thank you very much. And
Thank you.
well, if you have any question before to start, just tell me. I'm here.
No, I think it's a great initiative to promote the sport in different countries. As you said, I thought Italy would be the first one to be on this Instagram live, how it developed, but it's well established, right, in Italy.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yes, I wanted to do, something different, really in order to understand reality where we don't know still a lot about it. So
yeah,
we all know about Italy. Most of us know about Brazil, where the sport is really growing, but we don't know a lot, for example, about UK and other countries. So this is the main idea why I decided to start the project and not with Italian schools, realities, or Brazilian. This is
yeah,
the main reason.
perfect. Okay, give me your questions.
Okay, perfect. So, first question: what is Adrenaline Beach Tennis?
You got it right. It's a club. It's a
It's
club.
a
But
club,
first of
exactly, because I started to talk it this way, then I said, but at first I need to be sure that it's a club, because, so just explain me a little bit more about that.
Sure, it's a club, but first of all, I think it's a community. It started as a group of friends playing every week. It was five, 7 friends playing every week, and then
Okay.
we shared the same passion for the sport. I think for playing the sport, And then we decided to turn it into something more official, which was like a club, a community for people to come in and learn the sport first of all, and then have a platform where they can play the sport.
And so we can say, when was it born?
It was only born last year, so we are quite young.
Okay.
We're babies,
You're
babies in beach tennis.
You're baby beach tennis community. Yeah, cool.
Exactly. But we're doing, quite enjoying it. Before COVID-19, we were enjoying it. We're doing well.
Of course.
But yeah.
Well, unfortunately now we can just talk about it. Let's say that. And where is it situated exactly?
So it started in Brighton. Yeah, it started in Brighton. And we have
I've been there one time.
For the European?
Exactly, yes.
I think it's busier in Brighton. Adrenaline beach tennis is busier in Brighton, or it has been up until now. And then we have some of our members in north of London, in St Albans, and some in Hayling Island, which is near Portsmouth.
Ah, okay, cool.
But Brighton is probably the busier, the most famous one for now.
Yeah, even because I knew about some reality in Brighton, and at first, where is located exactly your club? In the same place where we played the European Championship? Is the same one?
So not really, no, because it's on the same seafront.
Okay.
So this is the confusion. We're playing on a public court, on a council court. So it's owned by the city council. So that's where we are. That's where we meet up.
Okay.
Which, in a way, brings us to one of the difficulties is that we don't have a facility that is ours, and we play.
Okay, because you are in a public area.
Exactly,
and so on. Okay.
We would love to have the opportunity to play where the European Championships were.
Exactly. Okay.
In 2012,
okay.
but we don't.
But in the location of the European Championship, so tell me if I'm wrong, it is a beach volleyball, let's say club, theoretically.
That's right, yeah.
And then they convert it a little bit sometimes in beach tennis courts. How does it work?
Yeah, so it's a well-established beach volleyball, and they're doing really well. It's a community again. It's a community of beach volleyball, but like many sand courts in the UK are a bit monopolized. They're taken over by beach volleyball because it's the most famous sport.
Of course.
And then there's the difficulties of how do you bring in a beach tennis net? How do you give equal permissions to beach tennis players to play? And we would love to collaborate with all these beach volleyball clubs, but we haven't got the chance yet, and we're working on it. In 2012, the Europeans, the whole place was taken over for beach tennis. So all the nets.
So I think the European Championships, we had it in Brighton for 2 years in a row. I've been there just one time. I remember I lost the final. I honestly don't even remember the year. But I remember that the location was nice. It was all converted in beach tennis courts. So it was a seafront. So the view was very cool. I remember that was very, very cold. It was super windy. I mean, I understood that in Brighton is more or less always windy, and it rains a lot, but during the summer was unexpected for us. So I remember that was August, and there were 13 degrees. We played under the rain. I mean, it was not,
story of my life. Story of my life. I'm used to that now. I've been in the UK 10 years, so I'm used to it. But it's the second problem, maybe for popularity of beach tennis in the UK, maybe the weather.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, because, here in Italy, that we have, let's say, similar weather, we have all the indoor facilities. We have all the indoor clubs. So we play inside the balloon. But I see that, and honestly, I don't understand it. Maybe you can help me. In many countries in Europe, it doesn't work like that. They don't have indoor structures, even for beach volleyball. That is an Olympic game. And of course, they are much more forward than us. In my opinion, it's really hard to understand why.
You tell me why. I don't know. I don't know. Does it have to do? How does it have to do?
It works like that in Italy. I mean, if you want to train beach volleyball and beach tennis in my area, you need to have indoor courts during the winter because it's too cold.
Yeah.
And if not, you don't have this type of business. Even because the convenient thing about have an indoor club here is that at the end of the day, in a beach tennis court, you can play beach tennis, beach volleyball, foot volley, that in Italy is pretty popular. So, I mean, you can even make physical training on the sand. At the end, in one court, you can play 3-4 different sports. That, I mean, in order to have a business, is not
It's not
a
that
so
bad,
bad
no,
idea.
not at
Exactly.
all.
Then, of course, there are clubs that are more expensive. If you have just the balloon, is one thing. If you have a permanent structure, of course, it's more expensive. Then you can decide your type of business. But you have many possibilities. And I mean, when I speak with a lot of friends around Europe, and they tell me, and I ask, but for beach volleyball, how do they do? No, the
True.
professional player go to play and train around the world, in Brazil, South America, and so on during the winter season, and they do play in their own country. That for me, it's pretty weird, let's say, but I know that it works like that.
Yeah, I think we only have probably only one indoor sand court. This is what it needs to be. It needs to be like a sand facility rather than just the beach tennis facility, right? As you said,
Of
for
course, of course,
the
of course,
different
of course.
different sports to be played under the same roof. And but this is what a community should be all about, like doing things, doing things together and taking advantage of each other in a way. But so hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully, as adrenaline beach tennis, we'll try and collaborate with different people and try and make that happen.
Yeah, of course. I wish
Uh,
you
and
to reach this goal. Absolutely, it would be very positive for you, but for the sport in general. I mean,
exactly.
and so tell me, well, you already told me that you are, I mean, you are not owner of the place where you play, but it's like you rent the court when you play, right?
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
it's a public area, even where you play. Okay,
Correct.
okay. And so you told me you have official members of your Adrenaline Beach Tennis group club, if I understood well. And if yes, more or less how many you are in this,
So
let's call it community. That maybe is better.
yes, so we have, as I said, we're quite a young club. So
Yeah, of course. And
we have only about 30 people that come in and play, and they just change what days they come. Some weeks they will, some weeks they won't. Uh, the most busy one was Brighton, that we have maybe like 15 people turning up on one day maximum.
okay,
Bearing in
okay,
mind we can get 3 courts on a nice day. We get more people turning up than on a windy day, on a not very nice day. But people need to, like us 7 that first started beach tennis adrenaline were quite obsessed with it. So whatever the weather, you still turn up and play. And
first.
people have been showing interest because it's a great location, Brighton, to do that.
I agree. I agree. Even
So
because you are in the seafront. So, I mean, all the people that move around, they see you. This is very important
exactly.
about a location where you want to develop beach tennis. I mean, if you are far away from everything inside, let's say, a tennis club,
Yeah.
I mean, or you go there in order to play, and this one thing, but nobody can just walk and see you. In your
Yeah.
reality, this is very positive because people can really take a look and then say, wow, wow,
See.
this is cool. It's a new sport. I want to try. So
Yeah.
this is an advantage for sure for you. I mean, for the future, I'm talking
I
about.
Yeah, I agree. So we're trying to make the most of that to get people to get involved, and quite a few people come and try. So this has been an interesting thing. A lot of people try it and are interested by it because tennis is big in the UK, I think.
Yeah,
But not many people stick to it. So stick to beach tennis. Not many people will come back every week to beach tennis. And yeah, so with the standard ones that we have, to answer your question, will probably be 25, 20 people. That will vary the times
okay.
that they come,
That play regularly, let's say.
that play regularly. It's a few less. So in the different hubs that I mentioned before in the UK, like north of London and Portsmouth, we have less people that go every week.
Yeah, because this was my next question. How and where is developing beach tennis in UK? So if you know which are, you already told me a little bit at the beginning, but if you can tell me exactly where you know that you play beach tennis in UK in this moment, in how many places, cities, and so on.
So it's mostly in the south of England,
Okay,
because
Southeast.
like nothing north of the north of London. But so St Albans, north of London. There is some in Hayling Island, in Portsmouth, in Brighton. There's actually two things in Brighton. There's an academy called Game Set Beach that they also play mostly in the summer, and there's a bit of coaching going on there.
Okay.
But it's the same courts in London, so we in Brighton, sorry. So we use the same courts with Game Set and Beach. And there is something starting in London, hopefully soon. It's central London, so that's also a nice location.
It's possible that I saw something on Instagram about a court or something like that in London, right? Is it possible? Okay.
Yes, so it's there. So there's a sand court. This is the thing. There's lots of sand courts, public courts, like maybe about 70 sand courts in the UK, but not people to get together and play, no communities to get together and play. So this is our drive, I think. It's just we're passionate to make people aware that these things exist. So this exists as a sport to start with, and then there is a place for you to go and play. It's quite easy relatively easy to set up. You need no permanent fixtures, so you can set up and play if you want. So it's just raising awareness. So it's finding ways to raise awareness. So it's great to see all these different BTUK, Jews, the Big Game Set, Beach, all these different people trying to start their own thing. It's great to see that there's been a rise in people wanting to bring popularity to beach tennis. So back to answering your question, it will be a few people in Brighton. There's places to play in Brighton, London, Portsmouth, and St Albans.
Cool. And another question, do you even give classes about beach tennis? I mean, did you make any beach tennis formation course for coaches, or it's just till now, let's play, and then step by step we will grow as an association? Because, I mean, you told me you were born 1 year ago, so I imagine you are trying to do everything step by step.
Yeah. We're proud. I think we have we have a strong plan, I think, ahead for adrenaline beach tennis. But the coaching thing, we're looking at it at the moment. So we are we're starting to work with the LTA to build some sort of coaching structure. And this is not as much for adrenaline, is trying to make it a bit more like to run it for the UK, to have a standardized program maybe that coaches can follow in the UK. Maybe clubs that don't have coaches can send one of their members to become a coach if we have a standardized coaching structure. So I know specifically from Adrenaline, Martin and Stuart have, I think they're here, I think they're watching, that they are working with the LTA, which is the Lawn Tennis Association in the UK.
Okay.
They're working with them to develop a structure of coaching just to become a coach. So currently, as it stands, we don't provide coaching. We're definitely working towards it. It's definitely a goal of ours, mostly for the sport, mostly for the UK, rather than adrenaline only. There is the other academy in Brighton, Game Set Beach. Chris offers coaching on a regular basis. So, hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Hi. Okay.
So there are opportunities. I mean, I don't know. I know you're part of like the key approach. You've done quite a lot about coaching. Is that right?
Yes, I mean, it's one of the things that I work on normally is to make formation courses for coaches in order to help, to grow, to see the sport grow everywhere in the world. Because of course, I mean, I understand your way, let's call it step by step, because it's the right one. At first, you need to have people. You need to promote the sport. At first, you need to play and have fun. And then step by step, you can work to have a school, give classes. And so, yes, I mean, that way I make formation courses. I did it and I do it and I will do it. It's part of my job and I honestly love it. Of course, I didn't make it the question in order to propose myself. I mean, if you find a way to collaborate with the national federation, it's always positive for the sport. But sure. Of course, we can even talk about it. I mean, it's part of my job for sure. I don't know how much you know about beach tennis professional players, but we cannot be just professional players because the prize money, sponsorship, and so on is not enough in order to live with it, even if I'm one of the luckiest player in this way, let's say that. But the formation course is something that I always liked to do. It's something different from give a clinic or give classes. That is something that I started to do, 10 years ago. I think that now is something even more important, because in order to see the sport grow, give a clinic, it's a very nice opportunity. Example, I come in Brighton, I give a clinic. Probably the beach tennis people addicted to beach tennis will love it. But then if you don't have coaches with a good formation course that work every day with the students, it's not enough. You cannot grow. The clinic needs to be something that you do, let's say, 3-4 times per year.
Yeah.
You can make updating course and so on, but you need to have fixed coaches with a good methodology that work every day. In this way, in my opinion, you can help a club to grow. And this is what part of the job that I'm trying to do. Even because with my school, with Key Approach, we were born last September. So like you, we are pretty young. And so step by step, we are working even on this project.
So do you have any plans to take this project international, you think? Like help other schools make a qualification course for coaches?
Yes, my main goal is to do it international, because in Italy we are based in my city, that is called Cesena. We already did the formation course to our coaches. But as I said at the beginning, in Italy we have many realities, a lot of concurrence as well, and so probably you don't need it in Italy in this moment, or at least not so much. What I'm really interested in is to do it abroad. So last year I did it in the Curacao Island with an Italian guy that lived there. I made the formation course to him. And I have some project for Brazil, and I'm always open to work and to collaborate on this project with all the reality that I can find all over the world. So yes, this project for me, it's international. It's not just about Italy. Of course, I did it in Italy with the first coaches that we formed that work with us and for us in Key Approach. But it's just because they work in our academy. And in Italy, we have one, and we are focused just on have a very nice and good school in my city, nothing more than that. Abroad is another story. And so, yes, I'm absolutely want to do it. And this is something that I really like and enjoy to do.
Great. So it's good to hear, because I don't think Martin, I think is watching. Martin, you should just take notes from Michele. You can contact him and get some tips about the formation course. But you're right that not now. I can't hear you.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
I lost the connection with my. Sorry. Okay.
That's okay. But
and yes, if I understood well, yes, Martina, you can contact me without any problem. We can talk about it always with pleasure.
But it's a very good point you said before about if you have a course, come here for the course a week, and then if you don't have people to play and get them into the sport, giving them that course, then what's the point of the course, basically, right?
Yeah, at the end, it's about that. It's to give the opportunity to people to go in a place and have a coach that has had already a good formation, and so can really help to let you enjoy, but at the same time really teach you how this sport to work. Because then when people get into it and they really learn how it works and they see that they improve, then you got let's say new clients. Even because I think the amazing thing about this time is that it's easy. It's easy to play, especially at the beginning.
Of course.
So in order to get new, the difficult thing is to get the people. When they arrive, it's hard that they say, no, we don't like it. I mean, you are in the seafront, you are in Brighton, very nice city. People come to see you and test it, and you have a good methodology behind, normally continue to play, because it's really amazing and it's easy at the beginning. People is searching for something like that. And, I was a tennis player. In tennis, you're not able to play a rally before 6 months that you play. At the beginning, it's so boring and hard. But beach tennis is so much easier at the beginning level. At the beginning level, of course. Then when you become a pro player and so on, it gets difficult like all the sports. But yes, I think this is probably the main secret for me of beach tennis, is that it's easy and it's for everybody. So this potential we need to help to let it grow.
Exactly. This is what we need to promote to get people coming into the sport. And this is why it's great, maybe in a way, that that you give, you contact us for an interview, because it just shows people, great players like yourself. It shows other people that may have not heard about professional beach tennis. It just shows them that it exists. So you're giving us the opportunity to showcase it in a way. And it's great for top players like you to go around and show off the sport. I mean, it's also great for places.
It's part of our job. I have to be honest. From my point of view, a beach tennis player, since he cannot be just a pro player, he needs to help to see the sport grow. So we need to promote it. Mm-hmm. And we cannot promote it just by winning some tournaments. It's not enough. So we need to be a really ambassador of the sport in all the ways to help people to make the sport grow in other realities, in the small realities, where with our experience, of course, we can help with our knowledge in this way. For me, it's really part of my job, because be a professional player in this tennis, it's not enough. You need really to help in order to promote the sport. We are not tennis, we are not volleyball, we are not beach volleyball. So the players need to help at first in order to see the sport grow. We cannot just pretend to be top player, earn money from the prize money, because it's not like that now. But we
not yet.
Not yet, but we can be the one that, like ambassador, we help to reach this result. That would be great, of course, for everybody.
Perfect. Yeah. So we're trying our best to do that locally. But thank you for this opportunity for the interview. I think I think we've been quite lucky actually, because we've had like Dropshot UK giving us like rackets for the beginners to try. So if they don't know the sport, then why would they buy a racket? But
of course.
Like they've said, Dropshot UK has sent us so many rackets for people to try, and people have got hooked on them. So
no, this is a good way to start for sure. Well, okay, so let's get back to the last questions. What are your expectations regarding the future of this sport in UK? What do you see in the future of this sport in UK from your perspective?
What do we want?
Or even what would you like to see? I mean,
our expectations are up there, but maybe not quite. But it's good to aim high.
Of course, I agree.
So we primarily, I think, would love to see, as a club, would love to see getting raising awareness of the sport. So just getting more people to play. This is our shorter term goal. It's just showcasing the sport. If we can do that, and we talked about the ways we can do that anyway, but if we can do that locally or with the help of the LTA, I think we need both to drive us to make the sport popular. So I think this is our first goal, to make the sport popular and get more people to play. In the long term, we talked about the coaching, so we'd like to have coaching for different abilities, so beginners, intermediate, advanced, and really just for people to come down and have fun, and to understand that it's like the most fun sport you can get. Sometimes it's just crazy. I don't know why they don't get it. I don't understand it. So another goal would be to have like a facility for us, maybe an indoor facility that will allow us to play as much as we can, and for all the beach tennis players in the UK to have somewhere to play that's close to them, and to have people to play at any time they want. For the beginners, we talked about the coaching course, but for the advanced players, to be able to compete locally and to be able to practice locally, because you want to represent the sport at a good level. We want to place the Beach Tennis UK into that international beach tennis community.
Okay, got it. It looks like a good plan.
A bit of everything.
So, the last question that I had, but you already answered a little bit. What do you think you really need in order to make the sport grow much more in your country? As an example, and I don't know, for example, help from the federation, the local federation, help from the city, and as I said, beach tennis formation courses for coach and so on. What are, in your opinion, the main one that you need at this step, at this moment?
I think we probably talked about it, didn't we, already? But it needs collaboration from different people. We need to get into the community. We need to find out the ways to get into the community of youngsters, the community of working people, the community of older people, and how we can offer them that sport in the way that they like it, to understand that it's fun to play, it's easy to play. You know, it's not that hard to move in the sand, or it's not bad for your joints. Everyone likes the sand, and everyone likes tennis in the UK. So it's just finding those holes in the communities that we can attract people with. And I think what we're aiming to do is just do it on a bit of a more local level. So work with local events, local communities, local businesses, and obviously national level. So we need some support from, and we are starting to get the support from the LTA, the Lawn Tennis Association that controls tennis. We are in the unique position that we have ITF in London. ITF are based in London, so we can...
Yes, I know, exactly. I wanted to ask about it, because ITF is situated, 2 hours away from you, more or less.
One, yes.
Exactly, even closer.
So we need to find an opportunity there to try and drive the sport forwards and just deliver something that will help the ITF as well, because they've also had, obviously, some input lately into the beach tennis tour, let's say, the last 2 years. So another way we can aim to develop is probably with, as you talked about, the help from you, like top players, to help promote the sport, showcase the sport in these countries that is less popular. So, yeah, and I think it's quite important for, as you're doing, as you said, that top players are showing off the sport.
Heli is saying, you've chosen the perfect person for this interview. Antonia is awesome as a person and as a player. So this is a compliment for you.
Thank you, Ellie. Ellie is in Cyprus at the moment. So
yeah, because I saw you come from Cyprus, right?
Yes,
I looked very quickly on your Instagram profile. I've been there many times.
Have you? Yes. But I saw your post of Greece. You never post about Cyprus.
No, I posted a lot about Cyprus as well, but the last time I've been there was 2015, I think. And I gave some clinic over there. I even played a couple of tournaments.
Yeah.
Last time, I don't know if it was 2015 or 16, I don't remember. And no, the island is amazing. I have many friends over there. And when I saw Cyprus, I said, well, I know that place. I know that country.
Good. You should catch up with Beach Tennis Club in Cyprus as well.
I will. There is a club that wrote me, and probably we'll have a live with them as well. I have some very good friends over there that tried till some year ago to develop the sport. I don't know how it's working now, and I will have a live probably with them as well in the next weeks.
I look forward to watching that.
Perfect. So, well, Antonia, I made you all the questions that I want you to make. I think now all my followers as well, we got all the most important info and projects about adrenaline beach tennis. So thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you for giving us the opportunity.
It was a pleasure. And well, at first, good luck for the present and for the future of the sport. Last question, how is the situation with the COVID in Brighton and in England in general? How is going now?
So we just started to play singles again in tennis. Yeah, in tennis, this is what the guidelines said. You can play tennis. Unfortunately, the guidelines didn't quite cover beach tennis, and we couldn't apply them to beach tennis. So we took the initiative at Adrenaline in Beach Tennis to some of the people in Adrenaline. They published our own guidelines, and it's basically similar as the ITF and LTA guidelines, but adapted to match beach tennis. So same, so singles, get your own marked balls. Unfortunately, in Brighton, at least, the public court is closed because it's council owned. It's closed. So we publish. So we have nowhere to play as a club. However, the guidelines that we try to publish around is for people that are lucky to live near a beach with sand because it's pebbles here, and they can go and play safely. And for people that maybe have a net and they can just go set it up anywhere just to play safely. So hopefully we can get back. We can be out and exercise however long we want in the UK now. Unfortunately, sometimes it feels quite guilty doing so when there's people obviously still in hospitals. But it's definitely good to be out again and enjoying exercise. Hopefully soon we'll be able to play doubles again. How are you coping without traveling anyway?
Here? Well,
without traveling around the world, how are you doing?
Without traveling, I mean, it's hard. My life changed a lot, I have to be honest, because I was used to travel a lot during the year. But, well, you know, we are all in the same boat. So we don't have an alternative now. I think that, unfortunately, we are not going to be able to play international tournaments, for me, at least till October, November, or probably till 2021. 2021. So next year, because the situation is hard. I have many friends in South America where the situation is getting always worse. And so the virus is arriving very, very strongly, even over there. In Italy and Europe arrived just a little bit before, but unfortunately it's going everywhere in the world. So it's going to be hard to play international tournaments. And now, well, we wait, and Martina say Aruba, yes. It would be nice to start back to play tournaments in Aruba, that is in November. I think it's going to be hard, honestly, from my point of view. But let's see. Now we are in the same situation here in Italy. We can start to practice, play 1-against-1. If I understood well, from next week we can start to play even double. So from next week we should be free, let's say, to play even double.
Right.
And step by step, we try to get back to our, let's say, new normal life.
Exactly. Yeah. Good point. We're all in the same boat. Yeah. But hopefully it might be an opportunity to, if we're not allowed to travel abroad, maybe it's an opportunity to try and do the local stuff to try and make the sport a bit more popular locally somehow.
I agree. This is something that I hope for Italy as well, where unfortunately the federation in the last year is not investing a lot in the sport. I hope that this is an opportunity for the Italian federation to start back to really start to help the beach tennis movement in Italy, organize some tournament and so on. Let's see. We hope for it, and let's see what happens.
That's it.
Here
hope for the best.
It's a World Championship. My friend Wei says, I think they will cancel it for sure, 90%. The organizer 1 week ago told me that at the 90% we are not going to have the World Championship in Italy, in Terracina this year in September, because of the reason that we already talked about. Well, okay, Antonia, thank you very much again.
No problem.
I hope to see you soon somewhere, maybe even in Brighton. I would be happy to get there again.
And it would be a pleasure.
Good luck. Good luck to all your club community.
Thank you very much. Ciao, Michele.